A very Merry Christmas to all you worship peoples. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm MydNyte, and I love equipping worship leaders with helpful and encouraging content. And in this video, we are feeling all the Christmas vibes. I even got my little Star Wars ugly sweater on here because we are taking a deep dive into all the Christmas worship songs that I am doing this year, 2022. I'm going to show you all my set lists, the entire list of Christmas songs that I have selected. It was a ton of work to get to this point, but I'm really excited to show you guys what I've got, and hopefully it can help some of you guys out there that are planning your worship Christmas sets. So let's get into it. If you're new here, thank you so much for hanging out with me. If these videos are helping you, which is the goal, why don't you give them a like and maybe even subscribe or ring that notification bell so that you don't miss future worship tutorials. Alright, so let's get right into it. I'm going to present to you guys my list of Christmas songs, and then I'm going to show you the set list, both in a very aesthetically pleasing environment. Alright, but first I'm going to show you the messy version. Alright, this is what I look at on a day-to-day basis. So let's go to my computer real quick and I'll show you what I'm seeing. Alright, so as you can see, this is my set list document. I have shown this before in previous videos, but there's a lot going on here in terms of Christmas. I will color coordinated, the songs that are Christmas themed to kind of give my brain a cue as to the patterns that I'm using and how frequently I'm playing Christmas songs as we get into December. So that's really helpful for me. And then over here, I, assembled my preliminary list of Christmas songs that was assembled before I even created all these set lists. One reason I wanted to show you guys this list is because you're not going to see this one. I did this song last year, Come Thou Long Expected King. It's a great song by Meredith Andrews, really kind of upbeat and fun. You can see that it's crossed out, and that's because this year I am kind of running low on vocalists. People have plans and they have sports and all kinds of things that they have to make commitments to, and that's completely understandable. So I unfortunately had to kind of lay off of the female-led songs, which I was super bummed about. Anyways, this is the back end of what I have been working on and planning all my set lists on for Christmas. I just wanted to show that to you guys so you can get a glimpse into my workflow and how I create these set lists. Alright, so let's put that Pages document away and bring out the official list of Christmas songs for 2022. As you can see, we have 9 songs here that I plan on doing for the Christmas season. The first and main song is Christmas Day by Chris Tomlin. This song was released a few years back. I actually did a tutorial for this song, so if you're interested in learning how to play it, click up above or down below. This song is interesting for me personally because I don't usually play songs during Christmas that are not Christmas songs. Does that make sense? I mean, like the traditional old-time, faithful and true Christmas carols and Christmas hymns. So this is kind of out of the norm for me, but I'm really excited to see how it goes, and it's such a great song. I think it's going to be really easy for the church to catch on to. My specific leadership at my church, they don't prefer for me to choose songs like that are the faithful, time-tested Christmas songs and changing the melodies or changing the lyrics to those songs. They would rather me stick to the traditional way of singing those songs. I chose Christmas Day because it doesn't have any of like old, traditional lyrics in it. So, it's just new through and through. And then we have 2 versions of Oh Holy Night. I wanted to try to do the Jeremy Riddle version. I usually have a female vocalist lead Oh Holy Night because it just sounds so beautiful. But as I stated earlier, I'm running short on female vocalists this year. So I wanted to try out this Oh Holy Night, the Jeremy Riddle version. So that's locked in and good to go. But then I also do have the Carrie Job version of Oh Holy Night, and we're going to be doing that on Christmas Eve because I was able to get one of my female leads to come in and help me out that night. Go on to Joy to the World by Phil Wickham. That version that he does is usually with Joyful, Joyful. He attaches the hymn, the chorus of the hymn, Joyful, Joyful, we adore thee at the end. I tried doing this song last year, and with the Joyful Joyful chorus at the end, I didn't have a choir at my church, so I just tried to pull it off with me and my vocalist, and it was a little awkward, gonna be honest. It didn't really go that well. So I came across All Hail King Jesus in my Christmas Spotify playlist, and I kind of tried to match the tempo to see if it was similar, and I realized that it's the same key for me, and I was like, it worked. And I was like, dude, I'm gonna try this. I want to do Joy to the World, the Phil Wickham version, but then at the end, I'm gonna go straight into the All Hail King Jesus chorus, and I'm really excited. I think it's gonna work really well, so I'm excited about that. The next song that we have on the list is Hark the Herald Angels Sing, the Phil Wickham version. You know, again, a very approachable version. You know, there's not too much instrumentation going on, which is nice, and also he sticks to the traditional melodies of that song, which is appreciated. And then on to two different versions of O Come All Ye Faithful. The first one is the Chris Tomlin version. This is like from his, I don't know which Christmas album, but it's like one of the first ones. And I just love that album because he presented all these songs that we do, but in a very contemporary fashion. But again, he didn't break from like any of the traditional melodies, which is really nice. And I just think that O Come All Ye Faithful on that album specifically is so nice because it's so worshipful. There's nothing fancy about it. It's just like a nice Christmas worship song, and it's such a great song also to end a set list with. I have that one, I'm doing it in A, and then I'm doing the Hillsong version, which is female-led, on Christmas Day. So I was able to get another female vocalist to join me on Christmas Day, which I'm stoked about, and we're going to do the Hillsong version of O Come All Ye Faithful on that day. And then Angels We Have Heard on High, I got to do that song. I love that song. And I was kind of burnt out on all the versions that I've done and that I've heard. I think Elevation has a version, Chris Tomlin has a version, which I've played many times. The last couple years I've been doing the For King and Country version. They have a really cool version. So I was looking for like a new, fresh kind of facelift for that song, and I found Century Worship. They have a great, straightforward version. It's an upbeat version of Angels We Have Heard in the key of G. And then finally, kind of a more daunting Christmas song, if you will, Away in a Manger, the Phil Wickham version. It has a key change in it, as you can see. Usually on the album it goes from A to B, and I did that version last year. This year I'm bringing it down a whole step, so I'm going to go from G to A. And I do have some strings joining us. It's like a violin or two violins and a cello joining us on Christmas Eve, and then possibly the Sunday before as well. So that's why you can see on Sunday the 18th, and then on Christmas Day I have that song, because hopefully I'll have strings on both those dates, and they can pull off. There's heavy string sections or parts in that version, so hopefully they can pull that off and make that sound really nice. So this is the list of songs that I'm doing for Christmas this year. Why don't we dive into the set list now? All right, so I am getting started with Christmas songs the Sunday after Thanksgiving, and I want to give my church a really good chance and a long time to learn Christmas Day, so that by Christmas Day they can sing Christmas Day. So I'm starting off my set list with House of the Lord, and then going into God So Loved, which is like a super Christmassy song. And then I'll teach the church the song Christmas Day. And then into King of Kings by Hillsong, very Christmassy. So these songs are kind of fitting in that theme. And then I'll end it with the Chris Tomlin version of O Come All Ye Faithful. And then on to Sunday the 4th, and then we're bringing in that Century Worship version of Angels We Have Heard. And then I'll do the Jeremy Riddle version of O Holy Night. And then on to the 11th, December 11th, we start with Christmas Day. I'm trying to change up where I place that song so the church, doesn't get too burnt out on it too quickly. And then into Joy to the World of Phil Wickham, and then into the Century Worship version of Angels We Have Heard. So that's the second Sunday that I'll be playing that song. And then I'm going to end with Hope of the Ages by Hillsong, a song that I think is in the Christmas vein, if you will. It's not all Christmas songs yet. So on the 11th, I didn't want to go like 100% Christmas songs yet. And then on to the 18th, this is the Sunday before Christmas Sunday. I'm kicking the set list off with Joy to the World again, into Christmas Day, and then into Angels We Have Heard by Century Worship, and then Hark the Herald Angels Sing again, and then into Away in a Manger. And it's a nice little key transition there from G to G. and then we'll do the key change in a way to major up to A. And then you go to Christmas Eve. The set lists here are going to be very similar because the band is the same, and I did that on purpose because I don't have a rehearsal time for Christmas Eve. I do have a rehearsal for the 18th, but I wanted to give my band the best shot at really nailing these songs and walking into Christmas Eve confidently. So I structured the set list on the 18th very similar to Christmas Eve, and I scheduled the same band. So you can see Joy to the World again, Angels We Have Heard. I don't do Christmas Day, but I do Hark the Herald Angels Sing again, and Away in the Manger again. And then the Carrie Job version of Oh Holy Night. I will have a female vocalist worship leader with me that night. And then on to Christmas Day, final day of Christmas songs. That day I kind of tried to structure similar songs from the 11th because I'm trying to make the band the same from the 11th to Christmas Sunday. But on Christmas Sunday, we start off the day with what else than Christmas Day, and then into Angels We Have Heard, the Century Worship version, and then Hark the Herald Angels Sing by Phil Wickham, and then into the Hillsong version of O Come All Ye Faithful, because on that day I will have a female worship leader with me, so that'll be great. And then I'm going to end the set with the Jeremy Riddle version again of Oh Holy Night. So those are all the Christmas songs and all my set lists for the month of December, and the Sunday before December, because I'm starting Christmas songs on the Sunday after Thanksgiving. But I just tried my best to find a good balance between, what my worship teams can handle, and also, giving the church some new material, also giving them the stuff that they know and love. So, just finding the balance between all that. Don't feel like you have to, plan your Christmas set list like me or choose the same songs. Your situation is going to look completely different. You might not have, access to a place to rehearse during the week, in December. So you might have to scale back the amount of Christmas songs that you're doing so that your worship team can handle it, so that you can handle it. Just try to find that balance. You want to bless your church during this season. You want to give them the songs that they know and love, but you also want to be smart in how you handle your time, manage your energy, and the amount of work that you're giving your worship team, during this season. They have families too. They have Christmas plans and all kinds of stuff going on during this time. So just keep that all in mind, and I hope that it's going well for you guys. Comment down below with the one Christmas song that you can't live without doing as a worship leader. I'd love to hear from you guys, love to hear your thoughts, and I'll see you guys in the next video.